Hey, Tyler, for you, and your comfort level, what are the biggest challenges in this in the new offense compared to last year's more up-tempo spread type of offense, and the adjustment that you've had to make? How hard is that for this season?
I mean, I don't think it's a big adjustment for me. And football is football. Run plays are run plays. Pass plays are pass plays. I think it just comes down to a connection level with the receiver, and it starts with me. Making better throws for them to catch, and just got to be better. And I know we will be.
Do you feel that they're well, I should ask you, do you feel you're better suited for the spread for like last year's offense? And do you think there are ways to maybe implement some of what worked well last year into this year's offense to get defenses maybe a little off balance sometimes?
I mean, I think people have thought last year that like this type of offense would be better for me. And then, I mean, it's football. I mean, it doesn't matter. Up-tempo spread, and you're still throwing the ball, you're still handing the ball to the guys, and this year it's the same case. So we'll implement a little more things that we did last year that as a whole, as an offense, we really did well at. So but yeah, we'll have a good mix of what Coach Gaddis likes to do, and then implement a little bit of what we did a little bit last year.
Go to Adam Lichtenstein from Sun Sentinel. Adam.
Hey, Tyler. So now that you've had a chance to kind of look back on the A&M game, kind of ask the same question after last week's game, but like, what are some of the things that you identified, that you want to work on better? Was it the same stuff that, you saw after the Southern Miss game? Is it a different thing? I guess, what did you see from like reviewing film?
As a whole offense, I think just details, I thought the line played really well, and obviously, a couple guys could have had a couple blocks back. With the receivers, just details on route depth, understanding when they have to break out, when they have to break, and then for me, just getting with those guys a little bit more and preparing with them a little bit better to have that connection with them. And obviously, I need to be a little more accurate. But yeah, I think we worked on that today a good amount, and just going to keep getting better, and we are. So.
Go to Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny, go ahead for Tyler.
Hey, Tyler, along those lines of film review, were there many plays where, in terms of decision-making or reads, where you might have missed guys, or did Texas A&M do a pretty good job taking some stuff away when you went back and looked at it?
In the past game?
Yeah, in the past game, yeah.
A few, I mean, in the past game, a few. They did a great job of covering us and zoning us. They showed a lot of man in the previous two games, and Keyshawn beat him on the third play of the game, I think, and we got the penalty, and then they never really pressed him again and kind of played a lot of zone. So, but yeah, I missed a few. Yeah, can't miss any. I got to be 100% with my decision making, and that's what the great ones do. So I got to do that.
Thank you.
Go back to Susan.
Hi there again. I wanted to ask you about your confidence level now, generally, just how it's been a tough, last week was tough, but what your confidence level is like. And I also wanted to bring up that that Mario said, I guess you were hit 5 times, and that was 5 times too many. I know there were no sacks. How tough is it to, after you're hit, to kind of compose yourself, compose your mind after those types of plays? How do you think you've handled that this season?
Yeah, I like getting hit. I don't get hit in practice, so obviously not too hard, but it's always good to take a shot every once in a while. But yeah, even with pressure in my face, I got to make these throws that, I had to over out the mic, one to Mello that I got hit on both those plays, but I got to make those throws. And we've been working on a practice where make us move around in the pocket a little more and throw the ball with pressure in my face.
And your confidence level generally?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still confident. I mean, obviously, I'm not throwing for 300-plus yards and a lot of touchdowns every game like I did last year. I mean, it's going to come when I just keep trusting the offense and, just keep doing what we have to do in practice, and it'll relate in the game. But, yeah, my confidence level is still there. I have confidence in this team, confidence in this offense, and we just have to keep going to work every week and it'll show.
Go to Daryl Streeter from Footballville. Daryl.
Hey, Tyler, how you doing? You and Restrepo are roommates. What did Restrepo say to you after the game?
Yeah, he was just mad he wasn't on the field. Telling me that on this play he would have done this, but he just said keep your head up. It's a long season left. We still got 9 regular season games left, and it's a long season. I mean, we're 2-1 right now, and our goal next week is just to go this week just 1-0 in everything we do, and 1-0 every week.
Go to Marcus Benjamin from Keynes County. Marcus.
Tyler, I wanted to ask you about just the mood of the film room review and just kind of how that went. So just with Cristobal's interview this week, he said he had to take the sensitivities out of the room. So can you just kind of talk about the mood of the film review of this game?
Yeah, I mean, we just went through the film, saw stuff we need to correct, and decision-making wise, just going over that. I think sensitivity-wise, just everyone owning up to, in the entire building, owning up to their mistakes and owning up to what they can improve on. Just being coachable, the coachability aspect, which we really have improved, since he got here. And obviously it still needs to get a little bit better, try to get that sensitivity out and, just be coachable.
Got time for 2 more for Tyler. We're going to go to Barry Jackson and Adam Lichtenstein. Barry, go ahead.
Hi, Tyler. After playing up-tempo a lot last year with Reds, would you like maybe more no-huddle up-tempo? Is that something you'd be comfortable talking to Josh Gaddis about and suggesting if you would like that?
I mean, yeah, we have that installed in our offense, But, yeah, I mean, I think when we get a big play, I think it's the right time to push the gas a little more and get up tempo. But yeah, I think he does a great job. He did a great job of it last year. Just getting on the toes of the defense and using that fast tempo when there's a big play downfield and getting the ball in the end zone. And I trust him. He's been great calling plays, and I know we'll both keep getting better. So.
All right, last question for Tyler comes from Adam Lichtenstein.
Hey again. You mentioned a few minutes ago about building relationships with the receivers and stuff. Now that with Xavier out, with Jacoby out now for a little bit, how do you go about building relationships with the guys who may have been working with the 2s or the 3s before? Is it something you do in practice? Is it off-field stuff? Is it like going to throw 50 times this weekend? Just to work on that kind of thing. How do you go about building those kind of relationships?
I mean, most of these guys get 1 reps in all the practice. We rotate a good amount, just to make sure these guys know what they're doing. And obviously me throwing to them, just feel comfortable getting that connection. But yeah, obviously off the field too. I have a good relationship with all those guys, but yeah, definitely with those 2 guys out, I know guys will step up, and obviously Keyshawn, Mike, Rashard, and Mello, Frank, Colby. I know those guys will do the job, and they're out here working, and I just got to give them a little more confidence and just tell them I trust them, and they'll be able to do the job.
Hi, Jalen. Where do you think Alex Mirabal and Coach Cristobal have made the biggest difference with the line? The line is obviously playing better. Have they made changes in technique? Is it an attitude thing? Where's the biggest difference come?
I mean, the biggest difference is it's the same message every week, and we just harped on it any like even more. Play with physicality. Obviously, we had the certain technique things that they wanted to focus on more, so we focus on that part as that aspect, and we just focus on being like physical and just exuding so much effort towards a big body of a team, an SEC team. We trained for every team the same way, but we harped on things even more that we didn't harp on last week, because last week against Southern Miss, we didn't have the best performance. So we try to study that, and just move forward. And we're going to do the same for this week.
Go to Adam Lichtenstein from the Sun Sentinel. Adam.
Hi, Jalen. You started kind of answering the question I was about to ask, but what are some of those things that you guys kind of identified on film that you did well against A&M, and how are you guys going to build on that? And what are some of the things that you identified that maybe you didn't do perfectly that you want to build, that you want to improve on, I guess?
Yeah, our passing game has really improved. We obviously didn't give up any sacks like we did Southern Miss game. So we did well in that aspect. We got to keep doing that. And certain techniques that we showed that kind of showed up as bad habits, we got to focus on that too. And the running game, as you can see, was very well. So we just got to harp on that and just build off of that as well. So that was the main things that we saw on film, and we got to go forward into going into, Middle Tennessee.
Go to Luke Chaney from All Hurricanes.
Hey, what's up, Jalen? You mentioned the run game created 175 rushing yards against Texas A&M. What in particular did you guys, as the offensive line, do to create that type of running performance?
Well, like I said, if I go into certain techniques, we just had to get under and create certain leverage, because they are, a big body. So we gotta, we just can't move them just because we want to, or we're willing to put in so much effort. No, we had to, get under them, have the leverage, and find their hips and push them over as we created, movement against the big guys that we saw on the line. So that was the biggest thing that we harped on going into that game, because they are very talented defensive linemen at Texas A&M, and we really focus on that aspect in order to move them.
Go to Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan.
Hey there. Wondering about Tyler and, how you think he's doing, his frame of mind. Obviously, there were some struggles against a very good A&M defense. What do you see any changes in him, or how is he held up? And also, I wanted to, as a follow, I wanted to ask you about the difference for you as an offensive line, between last year's up-tempo spread offense and this year's. How does that affect you guys as a whole, as an offensive line?
Okay, to answer your first question, I feel like Tyler is doing well. Of course, he's not doing what he wants, and he's not doing as well as he think he is, according to him. But of course, we're going into this week with a fresh mind, and he's gonna, study the film like we always do, and he's gonna, improve, and we'll improve. Like everybody, looking at last week, we're gonna, build off of that and, put that past behind us and just go looking forward into the future and the present. And to answer your second question, of course, we expected when the new coaches came in, it was going to be a different type of offense. We're adjusting well. It's not that big of an adjustment, just because we really, we knew it was going to be some type of change. So we just really looking at that new offense, and we're adjusting to it very well, like we did in the spring, and we harped on it even more in the summer. And look at us now, we're doing pretty well, and we still got to do better at certain things. So it's a difference, but not that big of a difference.
But what are the differences? That's what I'm wondering. What even the small differences now from then?
More gap plays, more gap schemes, pulling more. We're utilizing as big bodies, stuff like that.
Go to Daryl Streeter from Footballville. Daryl.
Hey, this is a different question. I want you to kind of put us on the field with you, because I was there, and when the crowd is that loud, your senses and your when you're trying to hear Tyler Van Dyke, can your mind block out the crowd, or is it like the sky is falling and you just have to somehow figure out a way to listen to him and get the play? You guys are talking to each other, or you focus so much that it doesn't even matter. The crowd doesn't matter. Put us on the field with you.
Yeah, on the field, I mean, we knew going into this game, it was 107,000 people. So we knew it was going to be a big crowd, sellout, or whatever. So we knew it was going to be noise, a lot of noise. We had to dial in. So on the field, when our very first play, loud, my loudest game I ever played in. So our mindset is to really focus on what Tyler is saying. And, you know, it's easier said than done, but we really had to block out all the noise. It's hard, but you really just got to listen to TVD and the clap and just stay focused, because if you don't, we would have had about 20 false starts. So it just showed our discipline that we were working on all week.
Did you guys have any false starts?
One, I want to say, if I'm not
Good job.
mistaken.
All right.
Go back to Luke.
Hey again, Jalen. So, given that he seems to be 100%, what does a fully healthy Jalen Knighton do to this offense?
As we all know, Jalen Knighton is very slippery. I mean, we have, as his other running back, Henry Parrish, that's also a great addition to our running back room. But Jalen Knighton, he's slippery, he's fast, he can get off, certain tackles, and he create that, speed that we really need in the running back room. So different bodies, different talents to the running back room, but him, like I said, he creates something different that sets him apart from everybody else.
Go ahead for Larry.
Hey, LT. A couple questions. One, just what were you guys able to do on the defensive line to be so effective in pass rush and also, run stopping against A&M? And then the second question is kind of just about your personal play. You had a couple of big plays again. I guess, what are you doing to kind of be able to kind of do that more consistently, I guess, instead of having, one or two tackles for losses or sacks in the game, to kind of be able to do that consistently throughout the game?
Really just keep working hard, keep practicing hard in practice. Our defense, our D-line, we just contain our guys, really try as much as we can to stop the run. We got a bit. Derek Dock there, he's a beast, so he did his job for you and all of them. We just all has to the ball, really.
Go to David Wilson from the Miami Herald. David.
Hey, LT. Yesterday, Coach Steele was just talking about how, everyone's still kind of learning the differences in his scheme compared to a year ago. Said last year was kind of just like a lot of downhill, basically just like attack. This year, it's a little bit more patience. Can you just kind of talk about a little bit about what the differences have been this year and what, where you still think you can keep improving and playing in that scheme?
The difference from last year with Coach Steele's defense, it's more like you got to play your gap because everybody has like a job to do. So if you don't do your job, a bit play can happen here, a bit play can happen there, really. So he made sure that our feet work and our fundamentals stay on top of us about that type of stuff. So stuff like that won't happen. Yeah.
Go to Luke Cheney from All Hurricanes. Luke.
Hey, LT, you mentioned Gerald Jackson a little bit. What do you like about playing next to him on that D-line, and how do you two complement each other?
I mean, DJ, he a big body person, so like he real strong too. So once he grab you and lock you out, it's over with. And then like when he do stuff like that, we just celebrate with him, tell him good job, slap his head up a little bit, celebrate with him really.
Go to Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan.
Hey, Leonard. What do you expect out of this, offense coming up this week? I know they throw the ball a lot, right? They're fast moving. How is it going to be different? And what do they do well? And also I wanted to ask you how you guys are emotionally, mentally now after that loss, how you came together.
I mean, really, Coach Cristobal, he just told us in the locker room that we got to stay together as one. Don't let one loss determine our future. And with this team, since they throw a lot, we gotta keep our pass rush up to date. We just gotta get all hats to the ball, really.
Okay, thank you.
Go to Barry Jackson from the Miami Herald. Barry.
Hi, LT. I know obviously there are at least 6 defensive tackles who deserve to play, who are good players. So, obviously Joe and Kevin are using all of them. Is it tough not playing more snaps than the sort of 19 to 23 that you're playing a game, or are you used to that?
It
it is what it is. Really, I just gotta keep working hard. Really, that's it. That's all I'm worried about. I don't care if I don't play as much. As long as I get in, I do what I do to help the team.
Hey DJ, so looking back at some of like the statistics and metrics after Saturday's game, looked like you had basically maybe your best college game. I mean, what was that game just like from your point of view? What did you do anything different during it that you thought you improved on?
Game went pretty well. I just let the game come to me, and when the game came to me, just make the plays that I was supposed to make. I don't say I did anything special; just did what I was supposed to do.
Go to Luke Cheney from All Hurricanes. Luke.
Hey DJ, you've been playing a ton of press coverage over the first 3 games. Is this the most amount of press that you've played throughout your college career, and how has that helped you grow as a cornerback?
Honestly, I'm not too sure because we played a lot of press coverages in our past defenses. So I'm kind of immune to playing press, man. I would say I won't say it's like a confidence builder, but it's like knowing that I'm in press, I'm on this island, so it's like it's either me or you, and it got to be me every time.
Go to Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny.
Hey DJ, obviously you guys get the air raid offense this week, so a lot of one-on-one tackling type stuff, and just curious, when you play these type of offenses, what you like about it as far as the challenge is concerned, and if you could speak a little bit on some of their receivers that Middle Tennessee has.
Yeah, they're the next opponent. It's a good team we got to play against. They like to pass the ball. We're gonna treat them like we treat any other opponent. It's just another opportunity for the secondary to get better and prove that we're the best secondary in the country. That's it.
Go to Zuby Charles from Kane Sport. Zuby.
Hey DJ, just wanted to ask you. So Kevin Steele in the press conference yesterday gave you, a big praise, just how you've come along and everything like that. Just talk to me about how you've, just learned his system and adjusting to it throughout the season.
It's a process. Throughout the spring, throughout fall camp, is just knowing that the coach is gonna put me in the best position that I need to be in. So it's on us to execute, and that's what we did, and that's what we'll continue to do.
Going out to Barry Jackson from the Miami Herald. Barry.
Hi, DJ. The guy in charge of the Senior Bowl made a point recently that you coaches had spoken well about you. Do you feel like this staff has even more confidence in you, and how does that make you feel?
Of course, I feel like the staff have confidence in me. That's the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to trust your players, have confidence in your players, so your players can play at their best. And it builds confidence for myself as well. Knowing that the coaches trust me. Every coach trusts me, and to get the job done for them, and that's what I'll be doing. I appreciate that.
Go to Marcus Benjamin from Keynes County. Marcus.
DJ, overall, the defense played pretty well, but you guys were unable to turn the ball over. Was there any talk about really trying to turn the ball over the next time out? And what are you guys doing to make sure that you guys are creating turnovers?
Yeah, we do have to create turnovers. It could have made a big shift in the game for us, but it was a point of emphasis. We wanted to get the ball, but it was like, don't try to do too much to get the ball. Just do your job, and the ball should come for the most part. But moving forward, we look forward to seeing more turnovers in each game. So that's the goal.
Go to David Wilson from the Miami Herald. David.
Hey DJ, Coach Steele on yesterday also made a big point about how he feels like you're practicing better and better as the year has kind of gone on. You've obviously been around for a long time now. Just kind of what kind of been the biggest lessons you've learned, and are there things that going into this season you kind of knew you needed to maybe be better at?
Question again? I'm sorry.
Coach Steele yesterday made a big point about how maybe you're practicing better. Obviously, you've been around for a long time, so I'm kind of curious, is that like kind of a big point of emphasis for you coming into the year? Are there certain things that you just kind of knew this season you needed to be better at going into your senior year?
Going into this year, I know there were things that I needed to improve on for sure. Tackling, press man, when I'm off, seeing number one as a receiver. So there's many little things that I needed to fix up. But just come out and practice and try to get it cleaned up every day. Seeing what I could do, seeing what I can't do, and moving forward from there.
Got time for two more for DJ. We'll go to Daryl Streeter and then Adam Lichtenstein. Daryl, go ahead.
DJ, what's going on? Going into the game, what was the game plan? Did you guys know it would be heavy 0 or heavy 6? What was the game plan going into the game? And I got one more question.
Game plan going into the game was going in, playing hard, tackle, execute, be physical with these guys. It's just another opponent on the schedule. They're a good team, but just got to execute more on offense and defense, and that's about it for that game.
All right, last question for DJ comes from Adam Lichtenstein. Adam, go ahead, wrap it up for DJ.
Hey, DJ. So with Xavier out, Jacoby out now, who have been some of the receivers maybe who haven't got a ton of reps so far? Who have you seen stand out? Guys like Colby Young, Frank Ladson, Isaiah Horton, Rashard Smith, guys who you've seen.
You pretty much named them. You got Romello Brinson. You still got Mike Redden out there. So, those guys know what's at stake right now. They know they have to step up. But due to like a couple guys that's down. But I got faith in those guys, and they'll make it happen for sure.